Hi, I'm Jeff from New York. Please like and subscribe.
Young Billionaire, Episode 86. I didn't do anything.
Eliza, your boyfriend looks so rough that he scared my girlfriend away,
Said Noah, smiling proudly. Eliza glared at him coldly and didn't respond. She turned to Jeff and suggested softly.
Let's move over there. Are you thirsty? I'll get you a drink.
Eliza pulled Jeff to a long table with fruits and drinks, but his attention was on Noah. He was thinking of everything that he had heard about Eliza since he last saw her. The last time he saw Jonah was in the fashion beauty boutique, and he had not seen her since. He was worried that she was not able to raise the $350,000 that Jake wanted, and that Jake really would get one of his friends to do something terrible to her. He had asked his classmates about Jonah's situation, but they could only tell him that she had taken a long leave of absence and had only returned to the dormitory, occasionally spending most of her time outside the campus. As he hadn't seen her for a while, and then he'd been distracted by the visit from Lelane's mother, Isabel, he hadn't been thinking much about Jonah's situation recently. When he suddenly saw her today, everything came flooding back, and he wanted to know what was happening. One of Noah's rich friends was asking him about Jonah.
Noah, where did you find her? You look great together.
Noah replied.
Her name is Jonah, and she goes to Peston University. The other day I was a bit bored, so I heard that there was a student holding a photographic exhibition at the university, so I decided to sneak onto campus and take a look. I was walking across the square to the library when this gorgeous creature walked right into me.
The others burst into laughter. They were all very similar to Noah, so they didn't find him selfish or superficial at all.
Of course,
Noah continued proudly.
Jonah was crying at that time. The fact was she owed some low-life $350,000. She could probably tell straight away that I was rich, so she held my hand and said that, as long as I helped her pay off her debt, she'd be willing to be my girlfriend, and she said that I could do whatever I wanted to her. As you all know, I don't have any trouble pulling women, but something about her really caught my eye, so I was happy to give her the money, and now she's mine.
His friends looked at him admiringly. One said,
That's still pretty generous, Noah, to give her $350,000 just like that.
Another agreed.
Noah, since you really like this woman, are you going to keep her for a while this time? You got bored of your last few girlfriends in less than a month.
Noah came from a rich family, but he was also very shrewd with his money.
I haven't nearly finished with her yet. There's still quite a few things I want to try in the bedroom.
Jeff heard what Noah said and frowned. He turned to Eliza and said,
I need to go to the bathroom.
Then walked into the villa. Remelin looked at Eliza with concern and said,
Eliza, I can't stop thinking there's something weird going on between Jeff and that girl Jonah.
Eliza didn't reply. She was quietly watching Jeff walking away in the bathroom. Jonah was leaning against the wall, wondering to herself.
How did Jeff end up here with Noah's cousin? What's he doing with her? Is it something to do with this girl Eliza that Jeff suddenly became rich?
In the mirror, she noticed the reflection of someone walking into the bathroom. She quickly adjusted her hair and makeup and made herself smile. When she saw that it was Jeff, her smile turned cold in an instant. She crossed her arms and leaned against the wall. Scowling at him with disdain, she muttered,
It's only you, you scumbag.
Jeff sighed. She hadn't changed at all. He walked up to her anyway.
Get lost. Don't you know that you stink?
Jonah said in disgust. Being rude to Jeff had cheered her up a bit.
I've got one thing to say, and then I leave.
He replied, although he knew she didn't even want to look at him now.
Noah's a really horrible person. You should leave him as soon as you can. You'll be worse off than you were with Jake.
Are you serious?
She turned around and looked at him angrily.
You've got the nerve to say that to me? You're still hanging out with Noah's cousin. If Noah's not a good person, then his cousin isn't either.
You've misunderstood me. I'm just trying to look out for you, and I'm not Alyssa's boyfriend.
He replied calmly.
Why are you still arguing with me?
Jonah didn't believe him at all.
Just now in the garden, why didn't you deny being Alyssa's boyfriend? Don't think you can deceive me. I know what's going on. That $100,000 donation you made to the village, then buying designer clothes in the fashion beauty boutique. It's all because of Eliza, isn't it? You're with her for money, aren't you? She's supporting you.
What?
Jeff was stunned as he listened to her accusations.
What's wrong?
Jonah sneered.
Jeff, it won't matter if I tell everyone. You don't seem to have any problems picking up girls. First, you went off at that country peasant. Then you made Eliza and decided to use her to provide money for you and your peasant girlfriend. Sounds like a great plan. You disgust me.
Jeff looked at her incredulously and replied,
I just wanted to tell you that Noah is only with you for one thing. He's telling all his friends while you were in the restroom. He just wants to sleep with you. Then when he gets bored, he'll throw you out. And before he came, with my own eyes, I saw him hugging and kissing another woman.
So what?
she said. Jeff found Jonah's carefree response bewildering. She said,
From when we first met, I knew Noah only wanted one thing, but he did help me pay off Jake and even bought me some pretty clothes and cosmetics. Ha ha ha, that's good enough for me.
she continued.
Of course, he's playing with me, and I'm also using him. It doesn't bother me that he doesn't want to marry me. He brings me to parties like this, where I meet so many wealthy young men, and I'm sure I'll end up with one of them. And then I'll be much richer than you'll ever be, pretty boy.
Jeff felt stupid for trying to help Jonah when he realized that she had already thought it all through and was well aware of this situation. He pitied her that she could have so little self-respect as to let herself be used by such a low life as Noah in this way. He turned around to leave, but Jonah pulled him back violently. He looked at her worrying. She said,
So you came here to help me, did you? Is that because you're still in love with me?
She looked at him with contempt.
You're so sad. I've dumped you so many times already, but you can't stay away from me. You still want me to change my mind and come back to you, right? Don't be such an idiot. Even if I were with a dog now, I wouldn't come back to you.
Jeff was regretting his decision to try to help Jonah. She was totally unreasonable. Now he just wanted to get back outside and get some fresh air. He muttered.
Think what you like. I'm going.
But Jonah grabbed his arm tightly and said,
Scumbag, you just want to leave like that?
Let go of me.
Jeff swung his arm forcefully, but her fingers were like pincers, holding onto him tightly. He asked,
What are you trying to do?
What do you mean?
Jonah glared at him. She clenched her teeth as she blamed him for all her recent humiliations.
What are you doing?
Jeff asked again. In response, Jonah suddenly shouted out loudly.
Let go, you pervert.
Then she screamed.
Someone come quickly.
Jeff heard footsteps and understood what she was doing. He tried to speak.
You.
Jonah sneered at Jeff, let go of his arm and rushed out of the bathroom, bumping into Noah, who had rushed over when he heard the commotion. Noah put his arms around Jonah and anxiously asked,
What's wrong, baby?
The rest of the guests also gathered around her. Jeff had no choice but to slowly walk out of the bathroom.
It was him.
Jonah pointed at Jeff and said,
He was trying to molest me in the bathroom.
What?
Noah looked at Jeff furiously.
Hell, this sucker doesn't want to live anymore. How dare he touch Noah's woman?
Said one of the guests when they heard what was happening. Another agreed.
He looks like a total lowlife. What a nerve, and right in Noah's house.
Beat him up.
Shouted another. Noah was fuming. He let go of Jonah and walked slowly toward Jeff, growling.
Stupid scumbag, I can't believe I let you stay at the party. I should have kicked you out when I first set eyes on you. How dare you try it on with my woman in my own home? Well, you're not getting away with it.
The other guests crossed their arms and watched the two men squaring up to each other. They were enjoying the show and are really looking forward to watching Noah beat up Jeff. Noah's fists were clenched and he was getting ready to hit Jeff in the face when they all heard a shout from behind them.
Don't touch him.
Noah turned around and saw that the others had moved to one side to allow Eliza through. She walked over with a serious expression. Eliza walked slowly between the two men and stood in front of Jeff, still glowering at Noah.
What are you doing?
Noah asked, glaring back at her.
He's mine. Don't you dare touch him.
She replied passionately.
He touched my girlfriend. How can I not touch him?
Noah asked angrily.
Jeff, did you touch her?
Eliza asked Jeff without looking at him. She was still glaring at Noah, Jeff looked at Jonah and replied,
No, I didn't do anything. She's lying. I know this woman, and she's really malicious. She'll say anything to hurt me.
My boyfriend said he didn't do it.
Eliza said coldly.
Did you not damn well hear what my girlfriend said? He tried to touch her. Why would she make it up? You're accusing my girlfriend of lying, right?
Noah said emphatically, so much so that he was almost spitting saliva.
Even if she's telling the truth, I'm not letting you hurt Jeff.
Eliza was adamant she wouldn't change her mind. Noah was so angry that his face turned bright red. He shouted.
Alyssa.
However, he knew that Alyssa's family outranked his own, so he was powerless to do anything. He had to admit that he was beaten. Noah's anger deflated like a gas tank releasing pressure. Jonah couldn't believe it. She sneered at Eliza and said,
Eliza, why are you protecting him? Are you just going to believe him when he says that he didn't touch me? You've only been dating him for a few days, so you don't know what he's like. I was with him for an entire year.
Jonah saw Eliza still protecting Jeff and was furious. She didn't want him to be happy with her, and she was determined to destroy their relationship. Then she and Eliza could get their revenge on Jeff together. August 2023. Top super thanks purchasers. Thank you so much.